I feel so nervous doing this video, I don't know why. Hey guys, so today I've got a little bit of a weird video. I know this video will not be for everybody because obviously you all aren't interested in gay Larry fanfiction. So if it's not your thing, then just click off. It's easy to leave in a hate comment, I promise. And I will see you next week with my big surprise, which I'm very excited to tell you all. Please, if my parents are watching this, just click off. This is up for you, just click off. I'm like, Mum and Dad, if you're watching, just click off. This video isn't for you. You don't need to know what I'm reading, just click off. But for those of you who are interested in this video, hi. You guys are obviously all fanfiction nerds like myself. Today's video is going to be all about Larry Stylinson fanfiction, so if that isn't your thing, then once again click off. It's easier than leaving hate, I promise. So I have been reading fanfiction for years now, like 3-4 years, maybe a bit longer than that. And I have read my fair share of amazing fanfictions that have stayed with me, made me cry, made me laugh. And then I've also read my fair share of absolutely shit ones. So I thought that I could give you guys some recommendations of just my favourite fics I've read over the years. And yeah, this video is going to be quite a long one, so I'd sit down, have a chill, because I've got quite a few fics to recommend. Okay, so when I'm explaining these fics, I am going to try and like not give too many spoilers, but I do need to explain the plot a little bit. So if I do spoil something, I am sorry, but I will try not to give any spoilers away. We'll also leave links to all the fics that I mentioned in the description, so if you like the sound of one, then you can click down there and find it. So the first fic I want to tell you guys about is called On My Radar, and it is by Larry My Love. It is basically where Harry sets up a telescope in his window every night, and Louis, who lives in the apartment opposite, just assumes that Harry's spying on him and he's some kind of perv. So Louis decides to put on a little show and he buys like some nice lingerie and stuff. And then it turns out that when Louis goes over to confront Harry about his little stalking tendencies, they're not quite what they had in mind, and things happen. I have read it about 3 times. I really love it. It's got smut in it, obviously, as you'd expect, but it's also got a bit of fluff in it. The next fic is called Wise Men Say Only Fools Rush In, and it is by He Makes Me Strong X. It is basically where Harry and Louis are studying in New York in university, and Louis brings Harry home for Christmas, and then he realises that he never wants to live without Harry, and it's the most romantic, fluffiest, cutest thing you can imagine. It was wrote a few years ago, so like there are a few cringe bits in there, like you know, like quotes are thrown in. This is like a little bit like that, but it is overall, it's so fluffy. There's smut in it too, quite a bit of smut, but it's really lovely, to be honest. I just love it. Okay, so this next one is kind of like a collection of fics. It is called the 30 Day Smut Challenge. Now this was written when, in every day in October 2016, there would be a new smut challenge, and the whole like overall like story of it was that Harry and Louis were married and they had 2 kids, and their sex life had kind of like gone stale. So they were trying out this like sex challenge. Every day you have to have sex in different ways to make it more interesting, and then every day was a new way. And this came out in October and I still haven't finished it. I'm on day 30 out of 31, obviously. It is really good though. I like that there's like elements of fluff, but this is mostly smut. Like, to be honest, you go there for smut. It's a 30-day smut challenge. The next fic is called No Matter Where You Are, No Matter How Far, and it is by Cease and Exist. It is basically like an Everest AU. So Harry and Louis are planning to climb Everest. They're not together. So Louis saves up the money, and then he goes to the camp and he meets Harry, and then they quickly like, they don't fall in love, but they just like become friends. The friendship grows and they become like more romantically involved and stuff. Climbing the summit becomes the least of their worries because they're so like wrapped up in each other. So it's really good. It's a little bit of like major character injury. That's all I can say without giving too much away, but it is really good. Nobody dies or anything. It's a happy ending. It's really good, to be honest. It's very technical, so I did have to Google a lot. But it is really good because you can tell the authors put a lot of research into it. So the next one is called Shit, I Still Love You by Wankerville, which, amazing name by the way. It's basically where it's smut. There's very little fluff in it. It's pretty much all smut. And there's like a daddy, like, sub-relationship going on. Basically, Louis buys Harry some gold boots for his birthday, and this is set on Valentine's Day, so 13 days later. And the whole thing is that Harry wants to be fucked in his gold boots. So that's basically the whole like theme around it, is Harry wants to be fucked in his gold boots. but there's like some fun with temporary tattoos, and it's really well written, to be honest, so I would definitely check that out. But now we've gotten on to a little one which kind of unleashes my guilty pleasure, which is Mpreg. I love Mpreg. It's pretty much my favourite style, I'd say, and this next one was no exception. It was really good. It's called Here Comes the Sun by Tomorrow, and it's basically where Louis is a brain surgeon and Harry's a paediatrician, and they just want a baby, and then they have like fertility issues, and James Corden's a fertility doctor, which can I just say is hilarious. And they finally have a baby, and it's really cute and it's just lovely. So if you're into fluffy Mpreg, that's definitely one you should check out. Okay, so this next one is very high up there. I think it's like my second favourite series. It's really, really good. It's called YouTuber AU, and it is by Suspenders, and there are 3 parts of it. So sorry, I'm going to keep looking at my notes because I keep forgetting things. So there's part 1 that is Kiss Me on the Mouth and Set Me Free. There's part 2, which is Sing Me Like a Choir, and then there's part 3, which is Please Don't Bite. So basically, Harry's like a beauty guru and Louis a gamer, and they've never met before, but then their fans started shipping them, and at first they didn't like each other at all. Louis called Harry some Pop-Tart or something, and then Harry called Louis a rat, and they had some Twitter beef basically. But then they go to VidCon and they meet, and it's all lovely. That was like the first one kind of summed up. Then the second and third one are like challenges in their relationship, and it's really, really good. I was looking for a YouTuber AU, and I found a lot of these fics through Bachelor AU fics, so I'll leave her Twitter down below because she's a really good fic rec in person. And I found these on her page, and I was really impressed because I wanted a YouTuber thing, and they were so well written, and honestly it was just really good. I feel like you guys will find out too much about me today. Yeah. This next one's kind of a joke. It's a crack fic, and it's called You're an Egg If I'm an Egg, and it is by Giraffes at All, and it's honestly, it's so funny. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just a lot of egg puns. Nick Grimshaw's involved in it, but he doesn't really fit in. It's just a lot of puns about eggs. Okay, this next fic is another Mpreg one, but is one of my favourites. It's called Baby What a Big Surprise, and this is like a teen pregnancy thing, but it is really good. So Harry and Lottie are in the same year, and Louis is the year above. They're in sixth form, and Harry and Lottie are best friends, and then obviously Louis is Lottie's brother, and then Harry goes to Louis' Halloween party with Lottie, and stuff happens, and then Louis ends up getting Harry pregnant, and Louis is really lovely about it and everything. But it is really, really good, and it's just really cute. Like, there's just parts in there where I'm just like, ah, it was just so cute. So I would definitely give that one a read. Okay. I don't even know if I should mention this next one, but this next one comes with major trigger warnings. Basically it's the brain cancer fic. What is it? It's Hope in This Cold Water Scrubs Me Clean and Spits Me Out Again by Fantamasia. Is that how you say it? Fantamasia? Very well known. It's awful. It's beautifully written, but oh my god, is it sad. So obviously if you are triggered by that kind of like illness, and it was a major character but death, then you don't read it because it's so sad. But it's amazing. I was only able to read it once because I cried so much. It was so sad, but it was so beautifully written. So if you want a good cry, I'd read that, but it's very sad. At the end of the fic, I remember the author, they wrote, it was like, oh no, what have I done, or what have I created, or something like that. I put the thing in by here, but I was like, yeah, what the hell have you done? I was like a sobbing mess on my bed. I was like, why have you done this to me? Wow, the sun has just come out. Can you fuck off, please? Did anybody ask? My lighting was good. So this next fic is called Could Life Ever Be Sane Again, and it's by Twinks, and it is so funny. It's kind of like a crack fic, but it's very cute. Basically Louis gets his wisdom teeth out, and then Harry, being the good boyfriend that he is, he looks after him, and it's really funny, to be honest. So the next fic is called Work Work Work, and it is by Star_Henderson. So this fic was inspired by the 2012 Brits moment that is this.
Who gets the head?
I want the head. Well, I guess you've got the head.
Harry's getting head. You've just announced. Go. Hey.
So basically there's a headcanon out there that every year Harry and Louis took it in turns to give each other a head at the Brits because of that comment, and this was basically centred around that. The 2016 Brits that only Louis went to, or Louis and Liam went, but Harry and Niall didn't, so it was centred around the fact that they had to keep the tradition going when Louis got home. So it was really good, to be honest. It was quite short, but it was short and sweet. It was quite good. Okay, the next one is called Life As We Know It by Rearview Dreamer. This was actually really good. Basically, a couple who are Niall and Zayn, so there's a side note of Zyle there and a major character death as them two both die, and then Harry and Louis are the legal guardians for their children then, and then it's basically Harry and Louis falling in love whilst looking after the kids. It was very sad at points. I did cry at some points, but then I laughed, and it was quite long. It was like 10 chapters, but it was really, really good. So this next fic is another Mpreg one, and it is called Deep in My Heart, I Know There's Only You, and just prepare yourselves for this name. It is by Balls Deep in Jesus. I love that name. It's basically where Harry and Louis involve in some very platonic baby making, and emphasis on the very platonic, and it turns out to be not so platonic, and it's very cute. But it does take a while to get going. It's quite angsty, so if angst is your thing, I'd steer well clear of this. But it's very fluffy and romantic when it does get going, but it does take a long time to get going. Okay, this next one is called Let's Talk About Making Love, but I cannot say this name. Like, I'm gonna put it in by here. How the fuck you say that, I do not know. But the fic was really, really good. It's basically where Louis is a phone sex, a hotline operator, and Harry calls up a lot, and Louis starts to get feelings for Harry over the phone, and it's very cute. Harry's parents find out and shit goes down. There's also an epilogue, which is a few years later, which is also like it's very like satisfying just to see what happens after it. Do you know what I mean? So it is a really, really good fic. I've read it 3 or 4 times. It just never gets old. There is so much spurt. There are a few weird things in there. Like there was this weird bit where Harry spanked himself with a wooden spoon. Don't ask. It was odd. But on the whole, I recovered. It was very good. I just spoke half in Welsh, half in English. Okay, this next one is such a good thing. It's called This Wicked Game by Cherry Street, and it is basically an alternate universe where the Bachelor is gay, and Harry is the Bachelor, Louis is a contestant, and straight away Harry and Louis start breaking the rules. They have like nights together when they're not supposed to, and there's just something special between them, and it's just lovely. I have never seen an actual thing of The Bachelor because I live in the UK and that isn't really a thing we watch here, but I loved it. You didn't need to know about the TV show to know about it, because like I've never seen it, and I understood what was going on. It was so good. I just loved it. I've just seen the next one, and I could feel the tears already. This next one is called Peace With You, and it is by Ria View Dreamer. It is basically where Harry's parents, Anne and Robin, they own a sailing school down in Portsmouth. Is it Portsmouth? I think it's Portsmouth. It might be Bournemouth. It's somewhere Mouth. And Harry can sail, and Louis is like a lawyer, I think he is. He's like has an office job, and they were going down to see their parents, and Louis had to stay behind at work, and Harry went down a few hours earlier, and then Harry's boat went missing at sea, and it was a very like traumatic time. It was a lot of like sadness in it, and then they were trying to find his body and things. It was really, really, really quite sad. Don't want to give too much away, but the ending is very happy. It's a lot of, when they're trying to find him, it's a lot of Louis flashing back to like good times they spent on the boat. So yeah, it is really, really good, but it is also very, very sad, and it's very angsty. So this next one I want to talk about is another series, and it is called Sex Shop for Dildo Nardo Universe, and I was actually like, what the fuck? There are 2 parts to this. Part 1, which is It's My Pleasure to Introduce to You, and then part 2, which is Switch Out the Batteries. Part 2, in my opinion, is much better, but part 1 is very essential. You see, when Louis runs a sex shop and Harry is very innocent, and he comes in and doesn't have a clue what he's looking for, and Louis helps him out, and then helps him out in more ways than one, and that's how they get to know each other. And the second one takes place a few years later. Harry's a singer and Louis still works in the sex shop. Niall owns the sex shop, by the way, which makes it really funny. See, they try out like a sex dice to try and spice up their life a bit, and it's really, really good. The second one's really long, it's like 90k, but the tags, oh my god. Oh, you know on AO3 when you're reading a thing and there's tags to tell you what's in it? The tags were amazing. I picked out a few of my favourites to tell you because they were that good. A few of my favourites include, it's 90k, so everyone gets it in the ass. And in all capitals, a truly inordinate amount of women. And then emotional resolution through gangbang. Why not? Just why not? But it was really, really good. There were like a few moments where there was like emotional fluff, but it was basically a fuck fest, I'm gonna be honest. There was a Zuri 3-way, there was a 5-person gangbang. it was good. This next one I really wanted to talk about. It's really good. It's called Random Cowboy and it's by Larry_Love13. It is basically where Harry's a stripper and Louis goes with Stan to the strip club, and then Harry meets Louis, and then there's just something about them that just kind of clicks, and then it's basically like they get to know each other and there's like an emotional backstory. Harry is a kid from a previous relationship, which is a bit confusing, but like when you read it you get it. But it is really good. The next one is a series and it's called Red Brick Heart by Hasmeister. So the first part is called Red Brick Heart and then the second part is called The Sex Game. Red Brick Heart is basically about Harry and Louis are in uni and it's their freshers week, and then there's a mix up with the rooms and Harry and Louis end up being assigned the same room, so they share, and it is so angsty. Like there is just so much confusion and angst, but it is really lovely because it's like kind of like unraveling the psychology of it all. They start off as hating each other completely, cannot stand each other, then they kind of go to like tolerable, then friends, and then they are on friends for a long ass time, and then they finally go to like romantic. Okay, so I've decided to finish on my all-time favorite fic, and it is called Sail Away With Me by *_Henderson. It is amazing. Basically, Harry and Louis are entertainment crew on a cruise, and they are sharing a room, a really cramped room with two other guys, and they're like, how can we get a better room? So one very drunk night they get married in a chapel aboard the cruise, and then they obviously get a much better room because married couples get a better room. And what I really love about it by the author is how they like describe things, like when they're saying about like the dance that they were doing with people, she includes a video of the dance, do you know what I mean? It's just like little things like that make it, and it was honestly amazing. It was a little bit angsty, very smutty, also very fluffy. There was like a good mixture of both, and it was just really good, to be honest. So yeah, that was it. It's been quite a long video, I feel. I've been filming for like half an hour, well over half an hour now. So if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next week with my big surprise. Goodbye! Also, I love this lipstick. Like, it took me 3 years to put on because it's so difficult to put on, but I actually love it. That was me trying to show you my lipstick, but it wasn't really working. I was like... Basically, there's a head cannon out. Okay. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and sour, but your family is doing okay. So it's very... Whilst I'm filming this video, there's revision cards for biology, and it's just making me think like I should be doing biology right now, but I'm sat here filming this video for you guys. So, you know, appreciate this. I'm really nervous my family's gonna hear me talking about this, because I'm like, yeah, women, anal sex. This next one I want to talk about is kind of a sex shop. Oh, that's not what I wanted to say. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say series and I said sex shop. Oh.